morning, everyone. It's time for another tip talk. This one is for F, and we're doing 4 Fs. I thought that was some fun alliteration there. Oh my goodness. And this one, I'm mostly gonna have you look at the whiteboard at the district office in our old space. I'm gonna have you look at the whiteboard because I'm tired of having to look at my face all the time. I'm tired of being in front of y'all. I'm just tired, let's be honest. I tried to do this last night at home, and I was telling Roberta this morning on our way in, and I just couldn't do it. I wasn't in a place. I was full, and that was going to be the topic of the F. And I thought I didn't really have much inspiration about that, so I backed away from that one. So let me go through this one real quick. It is based a little bit on the book of distance learning, and it is about distance learning and where we are right now. But it's not word for word from the book. So that's just the way it is. But some of the F words I have today go with that. The first one is feel. And I've been reading a lot and thinking a lot about you need to recognize how you feel. And it's good to recognize growth comes from recognizing how you're feeling. If you're feeling overwhelmed, what part of it's making you feel overwhelmed, so that you can evaluate that and just kind of accept it. Because you don't have a lot of control over a lot of the things that are making you feel that way. So some acceptance, and maybe then moving on to the next thing, or what is a way you can deal with it if this is how it makes you feel. So recognize it. And then this morning I was looking at some little meditation cards I have. Some of you may be like, meditation, whatever, and it was feel the ground. And that was a good F word that I thought went with feel, and that is literally ground yourself. Sometimes it's important just to wiggle your toes in your shoes, feel the ground. That was something that was recommended to us by, one of our speakers a few years ago at the beginning of the year came and said that when you're feeling anxious or upset about something, if a parent challenges you, that to wiggle your toes in your shoes. And it's also something that I recommended for our students when they're feeling stressed about math. There's something about feeling the ground, feeling your toes, focusing on that can really help you. Second F is flexible. I thought that was really cute, little rainbow there to show flexible. And what I mean by flexible here is often we all think, oh yeah, I'm flexible. You need to be flexible. I'm talking about in your thoughts, in your expectations, in your practices, in your relationships. This is a very unique and challenging time. You might need to have different expectations than you have for the past 20 years of your teaching experience, different relationships. This is hard, and flexibility hurts sometimes. I'm not saying you should do stuff that hurts. I'm just saying breathe through it. If you relax into it, sometimes it can start to feel better. But you are going to need to just think, what thoughts and expectations are kind of holding you back in this distance mode, and how can you be a little more flexible in it without giving up your standards, but within the parameters we have. And then flow. I like this one. I actually did get this one from the book, Create a Flow of Lessons. So how flow stood out to me with you is you do have to feel comfortable. You do have to do the kind of work that you need to. And sometimes there's a very fine line. Man, I'm thinking all kinds of F words today. There's a fine line between expectations and guidelines and too rigid of constraints. And we have to watch that. It's such a fine, and it's different for all of us. So everyone wants a little bit of direction. And remembering that, yeah, we have sharks in the water. So we just keep swimming, and we try and avoid the sharks when they come up. But just to have a flow. What feels comfortable for you? What kind of a flow can you get into during this time? And then lastly is feedback. And I think this one's kind of boring if you want to know the way, but what I meant by that was you got to get out of your own head. You've got to get feedback from peers, from students, from families. And I'm not saying criticism, and you have to give feedback. Everyone's so isolated right now, and in our head we can lose perspective. So get some other feedback. You don't have to take it, just listen to it. I think that's what I would say. And then, there's so many great F words, and my challenge to you is, what are your 4 favorite F words? These aren't my 4 favorite, okay? But what are your 4 favorite F words? There's so many of them. When I first started this, I couldn't hardly think of any, and then I thought of a lot. Best to you, keep going. Thank you. What are you going to do first? Let's just focus and keep moving. And thank you for all that you do. Bye. Till next time.